All right, so let's go ahead and get into what could be, if not the best bang for your buck case out there for the iPhone 17 Pro Max. Now, if you've seen my videos for my 16 Pro Max, you already know, man, this case ranked very high, but it was missing one thing. But that one thing is now correct when it comes to the 17 Pro Max version. Let's go ahead and take a look at it, man. This is going to be the Phone Rebel Air series for the iPhone 17 Pro Max. Now, of course, as always, a huge shout to Phone Rebel for reaching out to your boy and always hooking me up with the latest products for the iPhone series. But let's just go ahead and take a look at it. Now, when it comes to their airline, this is going to be their cheaper, but don't get cheap mistaken for bad. This case, let me go ahead and get the price point out of the way. Let me go ahead and set the stage. $21 over on Phone Rebel's website. But right now, at the time of you watching this video, which I'm gonna try to get this video out the same day, this thing is on Prime deal for $17.50 or something insane. This is a case that you just really honestly just go pick up just for GP. But not only for GP, this thing is good that it can be your daily case. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. This is going to be their Rebel airline, and this is going to have a flexible type, construction. But the flexible, don't get that mistaken for being, flimsy or too cheap. This case fits very tight. And this is a case that's going to check all the boxes. It's not really going to do anything amazingly well, but it's going to be able to do everything that you need to do in a case. Now, when it comes to that back, this is going to be kind of a matte back. As you can see, the case is kind of made of that TPU type material, rubbery type feel, but this is going to be a matte. And in my experience with running the air for previous iPhones, this surface does not show a bunch of smudges or different things like that. It actually does very good in that department. So that's good when it comes to the back. Of course, they are going to be rocking that full cutout for the camera plateau. Down here, you're going to get a little R for the Rebel. And on the sides, this is where the air shines, in my opinion. You are going to get those grips going along the sides. And now, just like I stated, they do have a very nice camera control button that looks very good. You're going to get a little bit of air branding right here. Now, when you look at it on the top side, you are going to get 4 little edges on all 4 corners. So that's going to really help you when we're talking about drop protection and different things like that. You're going to get those grips also on the other side, and you're going to see your volume up and down, and it's going to be that action button. Now, the way they can really keep price down is because this thing isn't made out of a whole bunch of crazy materials. The inside doesn't have any soft lining. The buttons are going to be the integrated buttons, no standalone like the Phone Rebel Gen 7, which I don't have right now, but hopefully we will have it soon. So that's the reason they can kind of keep the price down of the Air, but it's still deliver an amazing case. MagSafe magnets, and outside of that, checking at the bottom, you see everything is good there. So let's go ahead and bring the scale over here. Let's see how much this weighs. And I've been using this thing for the past couple days, and I'm about to go out of town. This might be the case that I take with me. Dropping it down on the scale, we looking at 49 grams for the Air alone. All right, let's go ahead and bring my 17 Pro Max and let's go ahead and pop it on. Let's see what that snap is. It was kind of underwhelming a little bit, but that doesn't take away from the fit of it. All right, the slab, we don't got to call the cops this time, man. Let's go ahead and put it on the scale. 298 grams, Phone Rebel Air paired with the 17 Pro Max. So let's just go ahead and take a look at it. This is how it's going to look when it comes to that silver. Very plain Jane. Once again, very minimal looking case, but hey, I don't mind that when it comes to this because it kind of brings out the silver a little bit more. I'm really starting to like the more minimal style cases. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at that late on the tail protection. Now, I am running a tempered glass screen protector, and as you can see, on the sides, it's basically going to be kind of, flush to the sides. It's really going to help you get, comfortable with all your swipes and different things like that. That's what Phone Rebel really likes you to do. But on the 4 corners, as you can see here, that's going to be it. But those extra little lips on the corner, so you'll be able to drop it. This thing is kind of like a light to medium protection. This bad boy is not heavy duty at all, but you will be good to go when you're talking about everyday drops. Flipping over on the back side, of course, your cameras are going to be assessed when you were talking about that camera plateau. And if you care about the wobbles, it ain't wobbling when it comes to the Phone Rebel Air. You don't got to worry about that. Now, how does this case fit on the phone? Because of course, Phone Rebel always has a phenomenal fit. The Air series always has a phenomenal fit. I won't expect nothing less when it comes to this one. So let's go on that top side. As you can see, you're going to get a little movement right there, but that's still very firm material. Going along the sides, even by the buttons, this thing is very firm still. And going along the bottom side of it, you're going to get no pull at all. And on the bottom, you're going to get a little pull right there, but as you see, everything snaps back into place and you're not seeing any of that bezel shine out like you do some cases when it comes to the iPhone. So very tight on the sides, little budge when it comes to the top and the bottom. Overall, super tight fit going all the way around this. Now let's go ahead and get these snaps in. That's that first one. Second one. All right, the top snaps snap on with authority. The rest of them kind of just their way on. But guess what? The fit is good. This phone is not coming out. I've used this case long term for previous iPhones, and guess what? It has been just fine. So fit is going to be very good when it comes to this case. Now, how does this case feel in your hand? In my opinion, it does not bulk things up. We already know the 17 Pro Max is going to be a chunky beast, and a lot of the cases either make it too boxy or make it feel too bulky in your hand. You don't got to worry about that with this Rebel Air. It feels good in my opinion. Now, those grips, when it comes to those on the sides, okay, now I know some people say, you know what, T, those grips are just a little bit too aggressive for my hand. And I can kind of understand where you're coming from. You can almost kind of smooth these grips out a little bit because they're there. You can feel them when you're talking about grabbing it in your hands. Now, in my opinion, it's not too rough. You know, I got some big old hands over here that's rough. All right, I have rough, dry hands. So therefore, I don't really feel these grips like that. But it's there. I could almost understand if somebody says it does feel a little bit too rough, but it's fine in my opinion. If you own the Air series from Rebel in the past, you already know how they are. You already kind of know what they feel like. So that's kind of what you're getting when it comes to the sides. I think it's grippy, doesn't add too much bulk, feels good in your hands. You know, it feels good when you're holding it and you do get a little bit of reassurance. And one thing I forgot, you get a little bit more Rebel branding right here. Even though it does have a lot of branding, you may think it has an Air, Rebel, the R logo. It's very subtle and you kind of it disappears where you don't really see it. Now, let's go ahead and talk about those buttons. As you can see, you're going to have the action button volume up and down, and these aren't going to be anything that's you're going to write home about. So let's go ahead and listen to them. They are clicky. As you can see, action. Can't hear that much power. So even though they are built-in buttons, they do still have click to them and they feel good. Now let's go ahead and take a look at that camera control. Now we've seen this when it came to the Gen 6, so I'm pretty sure that the performance is going to be just as good as it was on that case. And as you can see, the swipes and everything on this, the double taps, everything feels good. You go through all the styles, double tap again if I keep pressing it. But everything feels good. As you can see, the swipes and everything feel very good. So they have a nice camera control button, and that's what to expect because on the previous model for the 16 series, the camera control button was very good. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the MagSafe. So let's go ahead and bring this over. Now, dropping down those magnets, let's see what Phone Rebel magnets are talking about when it comes to that Air. And as you can see, it is lifting up this base. You already know this thing right here. If you can lift up this base, that means you have some pretty good magnets. And the Air series is looking like it has some pretty good magnets. Hey, let me tell y'all real quick, man. Somebody in the comment section say, yo, T, at this point, you need to get a Gauss meter in order to test the magnetic pull. Do y'all want me to do that, or y'all want me to keep using the good old trusty dusty when it comes to MagSafe strength? Y'all let me know in the comments down below. We don't get all involved with the Gauss meters and the beakers and stuff like that. But if y'all want to see it, sure, your boy go out there and pick one up. Let's go ahead and grab the MagSafe accessory. So if you want to rock a wallet, let's go ahead and pop this on the wallet and just kind of, it will move around and it will dance around simply because this bottom, the back of this Phone Rebel is a little bit more slick. So it will move around a little bit, but I don't really see it coming off. Let's just shake. Yeah, it isn't that strong when it comes to a MagSafe wallet. So I will probably kind of say, be a little bit safe if you run a MagSafe wallet. Also, let's go ahead and check out the shake test when it comes to your battery pack. And as you can see, I didn't do much shake and it went flying off. So when you attach to MagSafe accessories, it doesn't seem to be an issue when we're talking about strength. Well, it seems to be a little bit weak, but when we're talking about bass, it will pick this bass up, which is a little strange because normally when you can pick this up, your magnets are pretty strong. So outside of all of that, the magnets are going to be plenty strong for what you are going to need it for. So head over to either the Phone Rebels website, where it will be the regular price, which is still an amazing price, sitting at 22 bucks basically, or at the time of this video, not sure how long it's going to be going on. So if you click on it after this video and say, T, the prices, I don't got time for that. Listen, as of the video before I checked, this case was sitting at $17.49. For that, it is the best bang for your buck case that you go out there and get for the 17 Pro Max. You are not going to get many other cases that's better than this for the price. You get some really good close ones and you may get similar buttons and different things like that. But for what Phone Rebel offers, especially when it comes to that grip, camera control, very tight fit, minimal look, 18 bucks. Look, just go ahead and click on it and get it and just keep it on deck for when you might need it, or slap it on your phone and use it as your daily. So go ahead and check it out, man. Phone Rebel Air Series, another solid job when it comes to the Air Series. So check it out down below, man. But if you we just now getting into this accessory thing when it comes to the 17 Pro Max. If you want to see my favorite must-have accessories for the 17 Pro Max, I will be sure to leave that video right here.